All right. Okay. Nana. Okay. So our topic for today is a continuation of our MySQL, so that you'll know how to update and make some update queries or delete or other queries nga po kinahanglan nato for our projects. Okay. So we are done with the with the users table. So we have 4 records: jc@gmail.com. Okay. And ang ato lang na yung mga table is users pa lang. Okay. So we are gonna make another table so that we will try to connect that two tables para makita nato kung saan paggamit sa foreign keys and primary keys. Okay. So once again, so you need to start XIMPP or the SAMP. Okay. 1 second. SAMP. Okay, before we start all the queries, you need to start your MySQL. Okay, so kanila nga ito i-on. And then you have to minimize this one. And then let's go to our CMD. Excuse me. So in our CMD, you need to run it as administrator so that our permission will not be limited. So run as administrator. Okay, now we are in the system 32 and we are going to enter on our folder nga XIMPP, MySQL, and sud sa bin, di ba? Pakimanda mo guys. Here. Okay. Can you see? We need to enter on XIMPP, MySQL, and bin. So to do that, I need to create a shortcut na lang. cd space and then ito slash XIMPP slash MySQL slash bin, then enter. Alright, now we are inside our bin folder, so we are going to connect on our MySQL workbench. So open MySQL -u for the user. So the user is our default user, which is the root, and then we don't have the password for that, so you need just to enter the MySQL -u root. Alright, so now enter. Okay, once you are seeing this one, meaning you are inside our MySQL MariaDB server. Okay, so to show databases, so that we can use database, so show databases. Okay, now we have the lots of database here, so I'm going to use our database BSIT1C. So how are we going to do that? Saan nato pag-select og database?
Use, sir, use.
Okay.
Use nga pangan sa
Sige.
database.
Okay, use unsa? Use space unsa man? The name of our database, right?
Oh, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, BSIT 1C. Okay, see. All right. BSIT 1C. And then after that,
Semicolon.
semicolon. Okay, so don't forget that all the lines or all the queries that we're going to create inside our kuan, inside our CFD, we need to end it with a semicolon. So enter. Okay, so as you can see, our MariaDB, and we have here the selected BSIT1C database. All right. So how are we going to see the tables of our selected database?
Show table, sir.
Show space, tama? Show table,
Tables.
tables. Okay. So be careful with the kuan yapon. So if you're going to show table lang, you will be seeing an error. Okay, basta show table. So wala man goy query nga show table. So you need to specify jud the spelling show tables. Alright, now we have show tables and we have the users table. So how are we going to see the content or the columns of our table? Nakita na ninyo guys. Ito padakaan. Okay. How are we going to see the columns of our table? Para makita natin ang structure sa ato table. How are we going to do that?
Murag ka to ba tong ko answer select na asterisk niya?
Ang select
Yun.
is to view the data inside our
Ah,
table, inside a table. But to show the columns, what specific data type of the column that you're going to see or you're going to check. So how are we going to do that? How about kinsa may ka nakahinumdom? How about Arnel? Nakahinumdom ka sa kwan? Query.
Wala ko kaso datong sa niagi sir.
Okay. So have you by the way, kung wala po kasunod last week, you need to cope up with the topic last week. Okay, so ato lang tayo balik gamay diri.
Nagpatudlo rong wata sa classmate sir.
Okay. Alright, so since wala may nakayamdom, so you need to uh, research all the MySQL queries. Okay, so that would be our assignment karon nato ikuan. So all the MySQL queries available from basic to advanced, you have to print it or print it in a PDF and then send it to our I need to create a assignment today for that. Okay, so now we have the users table, and to view the columns of our table, you need to describe. Okay, describe first. So describe and we have the short term for describe. We have disk. Okay, describe, and then the table name users. Okay, so enter. Now we have here the table columns. Okay, so we have ID, email, password, if name and ill name, so first name and last name. Okay, so it depends on your naming convention. So whatever you want, kung sa inyo i-name sa inyo columns, sa inyong kuan column sa inyong table. But kuan lang, just a tawag ani murag pag basic lang na kuan, so you don't need to put kay namo gawan na may convention, murag di siya lahat og mag-una ang 1, mag-una ang numbers, so you need to put letters first before the number sa column. And then we have the data type, which means whatever variable or kuan nga inyo isud din nga column. So if int, it should be integer or number nga inyo ibutang dire. So kung naka-int ang inyo kuan, it means number again yung whole number ang masudya. And then if you have the varchar, meaning any types of characters. Okay, any type of characters, we have like semicolons or single quote, double quote, katong mga kuan pwede bisa kung sa nga kuan characters, spaces, you can do that. And sa long text is can accept kuan yapon any types of data, like katong mga special characters pwede gihapon dire. But the thing is, ang kani siyang varchar, it only caters 255 characters. And then the long text, kani siyang long text, it will cater a lot of let's say thousands of wa ko kakon kung pila ka limit ani that's kuan lang katong ako gamit. That is why I'm going to use it when the strings or kuan variables kanang tag-as na kaayo. So like kanang usa ka paragraph kay nga na usa ka kuan, so I need if I'm going to insert some data like that, so I need the long text so that the database can accept lots of number of characters. Okay, let's say for example I have two paragraphs nga ako i-insert sa database nga kinahanglan ma-save sa database, and then I'm going to show it to the users, so I need the long text. Okay, so also that is why I'm going I have put the long text in a password column. That is because for some reason passwords are encrypted. Okay, so let's say I have password encrypted with the SHA-1 or SHA-2 encryption. So that type of encryption has lots of characters. Okay, so you need to put kaning higher than higher capacity than you expected. Okay, para safe ang imo database in case some of the users made the long long password, so you can your system can handle that one. Okay, so that's the murag pinaka-wise nga idea, that you have to set the limit above the expected nga kuan nga limit expected nga characters. Okay, so you have first name, so var gyapon variable character because tagsa may name nga moabot og 50 characters, di ba? So katro tong naa sa mga kuan like Zimbabwe. Itong mga tag-as kahig ni but tagsara jud na siya mako ano, ang mga 50 characters nga names. All right. Now we already have the the okay, 1 second. Napakoy ko. Kadali. All right. Okay, so let's go back to our discussion. Sorry for the interruption. Okay, so here. Okay, now how are we going to see the data inside our columns?
Select, sir. Select all from users.
Okay, select all from users. Sakto ba? Alright, so enter. Okay, we have the data inside our columns. So let's say I'm going to show only, or I'm going to fetch only the email and the password. How are we going to do that? Specific lang nga columns ang ako kuhaon. So like ang email password ay ako kuhaon. Kinahanglan mo show. How are we going to do that? Any input? Any idea? How about the others? Isa'y nakahibaw.
Select email. Select email password from users.
Okay. Alright, so to do that, select email and password. So, select. Okay. After sa select na clause, that is the kuan ha kaning tawag ni clause. After sa select na clause, you have to specify the columns that you're going to see. Okay. So select. If you're going to put asterisk or star, meaning you are going to see all the columns of that specific table nga imo show, di ba? But if you're going to specify the column name, so kung for example, I'm going to see the email only or the password only or email or password, so you have to specify the column name. So let's say for example email, and then comma, and then the password. Okay, so in this case you are going to see the result of our query, and it will be email and password ang imo fetch lang sa database. Okay, so let's say select email and password from users. Alright, then semicolon, and enter. Okay. Kani. So we have email and password lang makita nato. Okay. So, nanatay like um, result from the query nga kuan. Akali siyang pag-specify sa column name sa specific table, you will be having say a save time fetching the data. Oh, so no kaning as you observe, okay, if we use the select all, you will have 0.330 second nga na imo na consume on that specific nga query. Okay, so to minimize the number of second or number of kanang millisecond nano naman gani ang atong ikuan, meaning maibanan ang kaning time sa ato pag-fetch sa ato data, meaning pag ingani pag specific lang ako lang ang imo ikuan, malesen ang imo time sa pag-fetch. Okay, that will save you time and you are going to experience a faster query and a faster, for example, ako ang user niya, ako ang naggamit sa imo kuan, and this 0.001 second ang server response sa ako, I will experience just a faster kuan system. Okay, so in this query, ma-specify na nimo or ma-identify na nimo nga you need to specify only the data that you need from the table. Okay, para dili to masayang ang katong uban. Let's say kung i-select all na ako ang data, and then you have millions of data or columns or okay, let's say for example you have a column like 30 columns and you are gonna use only the email and password. Okay, that will consume a lot of time sa imo sa imo server. Okay, so you don't have to use sa select all. Kung specific lang, kung gamay ra, for example, duha ra ang imong gamiton sa specific nga table nimo, so kadto lang specific nga column ang kuha. Okay, that is the kaning best kaning practice. So whatever data that you did sa imo system, kadto ray kuha sa column para ang imo system will save time on the query para mupaspas ang imo system. Okay, so that is a big difference sa select all o sa select na specific lang nga column. Dako kay diferensya. Okay, alright, so we are going to create another table so that we can see or we can use the like the primary keys, and it will be going to have the foreign keys from that. So let's create another table. So we have the users naman. So let's say I have department. So create table department. Okay. And then we have column names. We have ID and int, because on ID I'm going to put it auto increment yapon. So just like this. So this is the one. So every table must have this one para sa imo unique ID every rows. Okay. So ID int space kaning kwan ha, primero nga parameter is the column name, and then the space, and then the second is the uh, data type, and then we have the another extra, ano siya, null key default extra. Okay, so ang ato lang kuha na nani kay int not null, and then space primary key, and then space auto underscore increment. Okay, and then comma for we're going to get another column na pod. So in the column, the table department, so we need to have the department name. Okay, so department name like education, engineering, computer studies. So you're going to ang ato department sa IT is computer studies naman. So lahi na ta sa engineering. So we have our own department na. So we have like for example the department name. So ang kanin siyang columns, dili na siya pwede na space, okay? Dili na siya pwede na space. If you're going to put space, you have to put the underscore or kuan. Basta maghimo mo column, dili na siya pwede og na space. Column name. So department naman department, and then we have one second. Department, and we have what data type that you're going to use. So since that won't be too long, so varchar lang ato gamiton, varchar 50, so that we can have a safe limit. Okay, department, and then so mora na siya. So kani siyang ID, this will be our department ID, and ang kani siyang department, this will be the name of the department. Okay, get this out, and then semicolon, enter. Okay, we have query. Okay, so the show tables, so that we can check if the table is already created. Show tables. All right, so we have department and users. Now describe department. Okay, so we have ID and department. Okay, so we are going to insert some data in our department table. Okay, so how are you going to do that? So na to pagbutang og value inside sa table, inside sa ato mga columns.
Insert, sir.
Okay, insert, and then insert lang.
Insert into department.
Into department, and then
Yeah, kadong pangan sa kwan, sir? Department.
so pagan sa department unsa man, like
Department pa sir.
okay,
Kanang close and open and close parenthesis.
open close, and then
Kanang department.
there is a sud
Oh, sir.
department, and
Yeah.
then
Values.
values,
Yeah, kwan, sir. Open and close.
open close,
Nya, kung unsay pangalan sa department, sir.
Okay. So diri na to butang sa sud sa values. So unsa pa man ato butang diri?
Pangalan, sir, sa department.
Like computer studies. Kana ba?
Sige lang, sir.
Sakto na ni?
Nya, semicolon, last.
Semicolon. Wala na tayo nakalimtan?
Hmm. Naman siguro, sir.
Okay, so let's enter this one. Uy, nauntay error. Ay error. So, sa may ato nakalimtan ani. Okay, mo higop sa ako kape, nagkape sa ako kay. Wapa ko'y kuan. Wapa ko'y kanang aniod to. Okay, so unsaon man na naman tay error. So what are the characters that we missed? So sakto na ang kuan, sakto na ang queries, but we have an error. So how are you going to troubleshoot that one?
Ang sa kanang computer studies, sir, kay butang og katong kuan sa ibabaw. Murag application.
Quotation mark.
Katong murag, kanang murag kama sa ibabaw, sir ba?
Single quote, sir.
Maragkama. Sama na. Okay, single
Single
quote. Single quote. Okay. So, diri pa lang kani you have to kuan gyapon, you have to kinahanglan makatigo mo sa mga error dinhi. Okay. This will identify the errors kaning mga error ninyo. Okay. So, ang ingon niya is you have an error in your SQL syntax. Okay, meaning naisa yung syntax. Then check the manual corresponds to your MariaDB server version on the right syntax to use near kaning kuan daw computer studies. Kaning studies. Okay? Nga naay kuan i-specify niya nga kaning siya nga string. Meaning kani wa ni basa. So in that case, since ang ato computer studies is a string, okay lang ni og number ato is insert diri, but if we're going to put string inside our query, so you need to specify the string. So kung mag-string ta sa Python, pareha na sa Python, kung ato ibutang og string, you need to put single quote or double quote. Okay. In this case, ang ato gamiton diri is single quote. For the best practice, po ninyo magamit, so you have to put single quote in here. Okay. Asa na copy? Diri. Okay, wa man ko single quote sa ako sa ako. PC. Ko ba? Okay. So, is it right? Sakto na ba ni? So ato ni i-capitalize ang primero nga kuan. Computer studies. Sakto na ba ni? Guys, you still there?
Yes, sir. Intern, sir.
Okay, enter. Okay, nice. So we have theory okay and one row affected, meaning we already inserted some data inside our department. Now we have to select. Select na nato. Select all from department. Okay, now we have the values inside our columns. Okay, so as you can see, ang ato ID has been auto-incremented or auto-populate. So bisag you don't need to insert some data inside our ID column because it will be auto-incremented when we insert some data in our department table, our department column. All right. Okay, so ato ni butangan og multiple department in one query. How are we going to do that? Like ako i-insert na ako ang engineering, insert na ako ang education, insert na ako ang technology. So mao man siguro natin ha. So how are we going to do that? So tulo na siya ka department in one query. Saan na nato? Do you have any idea, guys? So, sa kuan ha, sa ato mga discussion. So, you can also research on your end because this is an online class. So, you can search on the browser while you are in the meeting so that we can collaborate each other. Okay, you can search also on your kuan. You can use the technology that we have today. Okay, so to insert multiple data in just one query, okay, you have to put insert yapon insert, and then so we have insert into department, and I'm going to insert the engineering. Sakto ba ni? Engineering. And okay, 1 second. Na insert three. Engineering, and then copy this semicolon. Okay. Okay, so engineering, and then I'm going to insert another value. So I'm just going to separate it with comma, and then another parameter with the value. Let's say, for example, the education. Okay, and then semicolon, colon, and then separate it with comma again. So this is how you insert the data, multiple data in just one query. Okay, so insert engineering, education, and then we have the technology. All right. So tulo na ka value sa nga ako ma-insert ani. Okay. So you just have to separate it with comma sa imo kuan, sa imo query, so that it would be inserted. Okay, let's enter. All right, query okay, 3 rows affected. So let's try to select all from department. Okay, now we have the engineering, the education, and the technology. Okay. So, kaning ato database this is what we call the relational database. Okay. So, pwede ni siya mag-connect ang ato mga tables. Bisag pila ka tables mo i-connect in just one table. So, natay we have what we call the connection or relation. Like we have the many to many, many to one, one to many. So, mao na yung mga concept sa MySQL. So, it can connect whatever tables that you have there, bisag pila, kabuok. So, this is to normalize the database. Mao na itawag na ito normalization sa database. Okay. So, how are we going to connect our department table to our users table? Itong ato users. Select all from users. Alright. Saan na ito pag-connect aning duha? Any idea? Okay. Guys, are you still there? O naman mo ting-tingog.
Join, sir.
Okay, how are you going to do that? Okay, so in that case, so wala pa man ta nag-mention sa kuan sa IDs na 3 kung saan pag-connect. So let's say for example, kani si jc@gmail.com kani nga row. Kani siya is nani sa computer studies. Excuse me. And then kani jcondes@gmail.com nani siya sa engineering. And then si j@gmail.com nasa education. Kani si Hive nasa technology. So separate na to og department ni sila. So how are we going to do that? We have 4 kani sila upat nga department. So kani sa tagsa sa sila department nato himon. So JC is computer studies, CJ Condes engineering, education CJ, si Hype is the technology. So in that case, we need to create another column. Okay? Sa ato users. So how are we going to create another column sa ato users sa table? Any idea? Guys, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any idea how to create or how to add a column sa ato users table? How about Carmina? How about Debbie? Isa pa ni Nadere. Jao Pulido. How are we going to create add a column sa ato users table? Wala.
Alter table ba?
Okay. Correct. So alter table, and then the name of the table, alter table, and then unsa man, alter table users. Sakto ba?
Oh, sir.
Okay, so unsa pa man?
Add.
Add. Okay.
Pag kay ang column name was column definition.
Okay, so unsay ato i-type diri, so like select alter table users, add unsa man? Add after sa add.
Department tapos ang kuan.
Add
So name sa
department.
department computer studies baka engineering.
Kana siya add department, sakto ba?
Amo siguro na sir.
So alter table users, add department, and then unsa pa man ko sunod ani? Mora ni?
Napay varchar.
Worker. So ato limit og 50, sakto? And then semicolon. Sakto na ba na?
Not null siguro sir.
Hmm.
Pag
Okay, not null. Not null. Okay, unsa pa?
Kana lang siguro na sir. Testingan lang.
Okay, testing. Enter. Uy, query okay. Meaning, okay siya. Okay, so let's try to describe disk and then department. Okay, so we have department. Ay, department hindi users dito, users disk, users mo dito yung disk users. Okay, so now we have added the department column. Okay, so correct ang gihimo na to. So we have department, but ang ato butang diri sa ato department na column is our ID from our department. Ini siya ID. So this is the identifier kung asa siya nga department. Okay, so ang ato butang diri sa ato dinhi nga department is ang department ID. Okay, so how are we going to insert the data inside our department? So ato ni select ko sa nato star from users. Okay, para ma-visualize nato. Okay, since we have the department, okay, and then I'm going to put JC sa department ID number 1 kani, which is the computer studies. So kani siya iwan ako si JC, and then si J Condes nasa 2, and J is nasa 3, and si Hive is nasa 4. So how are you going to do that? Mag-insert ko og data dinhi each kuan niya, each row, para mabutang nato sa kuan, ma-align sa department ID ni. So how are we going to do that? Do you have any idea? How about Rika, Shani? Do you have any idea? Saon pagbutang og ID sa ato department diri sa column? So wala mo volunteer. So in that case, we are now going to use the update. Okay, the update query. Because it is existing naman siyang record. Okay, you don't have to put insert to use the insert, because if you're going to use insert data or insert query, so muad na punta og kuan, muad na punta og another row, di ba? So ang ato lang himuon is ang specific raman nga row butangan nato og department ID. So to do that, we are now going to use the update. Muna na siyang update. So the query for update is you need to put update, and then the name of your table, update users, okay, users man na table, and then set, and then specify the column name that you're going to put and or you're going to update. So set, ang ako diri kuhaon na column is department, so you need to put department. Okay, so set department equals Okay? So, ang ako kuhaon diri, ang ako butangan diri nga column or ang ako butangan diri nga user is kani si JC. Now, ang diri nakatungod man siya diri, meaning ako ni butangan siya og 1 because I'm going to put him into the computer studies department. Okay? So, department equals to 1 and then the where clause. Okay? Where. This is like the locator. Okay? Locator of our of the kuan. Murag siya locator sa imo sa address sa imo butangan. Okay? So, mo na siyang gamit og where, meaning the location. Okay? Where, and then specify the ID, where ID is equals to 1. Okay? 1 man ni siya, ang ID ng JC. Okay? So, mo na gamit sa primary key. Okay? Primary key, this will be the reference of your rows. Okay? So, that is the best practice that you're going to, if you're going to create tables, you have to put the primary keys. Okay? In every table. Without that, dili ka dali og update sa imo kuan. Okay? So, where ID, set department equals to 1, kani kuno ako butangan, to 1, where ID is equals to 1. So, meaning, kani siya, ang Y nato, okay, kani siya ang X day, which is ang column ng ang kuan, and then, the Y, kung nasa ta sa Cartesian plane, so, X and Y, and mabutang ni siya diri. Okay, murag tungod na lang siya diri. Murag siya sa Cartesian plane ba. Okay. So, we have department where ID is equals to 1. So, meaning na diri. Okay. So, mo siya ang location sa ato butangan og kanang value. Okay. So, semicolon and then update. Okay. We have query okay. Another let's see kung na insertan ba na og 1. Select all from users. Alright, here. Okay. So, nanatay 1 nga value. Okay. Using this update. Okay. So, ako na lang i-copy. Pinalan ako and then paste it here. And then, ako ibutang og 2, department ID 2, where ID is equals to 2. Si, kuan man tong 2, ID niya is jcondes. Okay. Kani. Okay, asa na to? Nawa man. Da. Okay, nawa na. Okay, so ID 2 and then department, ako ibutang siya sa engineering, which is ang engineering is 2. ID niya and then enter. Ato lang ni copy para mausa lang nato kuan. Copy and then paste it para tulo ka query sa ato kuan i-execute in just one kuan, just one press. So 3 equals 3 and then 4 for hive 4 and 4 and then enter. Okay, so we have 3 queries. So select all from users. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, okay, nahimog 2. Wala ako na usabang kang kuan. Okay, ato sa ni ikuan i-correct. So 3 equals 3. ID 3. Okay, ito may mabutang. Okay, so select all from users. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So this will serve as kani sa department nato. Okay. Since nagbutang man ta og department dire sa ato users nga table, and then we put the ID of the department which the users belong. So this will serve as our foreign key from the other table. Okay. So department I and department 3, which is the ID kani siyang 1 2 3 4, muna siya ang ID nga naa sa ato department. Sa natong ato department. Select all from department. Okay, kani. So kani ang primary key sa department table. So we put the value, same value, there is a department column, there is a users. Okay? So which means these two is now connected. Okay? These two tables, users of department is now connected. Okay? So, na-specify naman nato kung asa sila na belong nga department because of this number here. Okay. So to connect the two tables, we need to do this one. Okay. Select para pag query nato is mo-connect na sila duha. Okay. So select, and then I am going to specify the column name. Saan is siya? You have to specify the column name. Ako lang kuhaon ang email o first name o last name. So select if name. So mag-connect mo kung ka table. So meaning ako din tawagon na table. Okay? So select users dot column name is the if name, and then space the users dot l name. So unsay spelling diri sa imo kuan may good mara gyapon ang imo i-query. Okay, so now space kaning comma. So ako lang i-connect ang department diri, so gikan ani nga department. Okay, department nga table. So ato i-connect, kuhaon nato ang ang department. So department dot the column name department gihapon, department. Okay, where users dot kani may atog kuha nga reference diri sa department nga table. So users dot department is equals to department dot id. Okay, so equals to department dot id, then semicolon. Okay, so ang ako lang specify ang ako lang i-fetch nga nga columns is dito sa users is ang if name o l name, and then sa department ang ako ikuha is ang department kani department name. So department dot okay, kuwang taog t diri, department and department. Okay, so let's enter. Okay, so unknown table users. Okay, why is it happening? So i-copy. Unknown table users ko. Why? Do you have any idea? Why is it happening? Why is the error exist? Guys, do you have any idea? Are you still there? Buhay pa mo, guys. Kaya pa, guys.
May idea, sir.
Okay. Okay, so that is why ang table na to wala na recognize. Naman daw unknown table users daw. So meaning wala ta nag-specify table diri. Okay? So diri after sa kuan kani sa ato kani. Di ba select all from department. Okay? Select and then specify the columns that you're going to see and then from department. Okay? Kani siya nga clause diri moiwa nato. Okay? Naman ang akong gituyo nga matag nakabantay mo. So wala man day mo kabantay. So that is why ako na ibutang. So from the table name, okay? So you have to put also from the table name users. And then, another table is the department. Because two tables man nga ito gi-specify diri, i-connect. Okay? So, users, comma, and then another table is the department. Okay. So, select, and then the specific na columns, and then from the users table and then the department table. So, and where the users dot department is equals to department dot dot id. Okay. So kani man ang ato gikuan specify kung equal siya diri, kung pareha silang value. Say for example, ang department diri is na pareha ka value diri, meaning kani ang ato kwaon. Okay? So, naman tayo 1, and then ID diri is 1, meaning ang kuha nato is computer studies nga word because we specify the department column. Diri sa department. So, mao na ang masumpay nato ani is ang fname, lname, unya department. Kay users.fname, lname, unya department. So, tulo ra ka column sa ato ma-view ani. So, from users table, natay fname, lname. Yeah, from department table, natay department. Yan siyang mga names. Okay, let's enter so that we can see the result. Alright, here. Okay, so let's check. So we have ID 1, si JC, kani si Jaime. So we have ID 1, department. So, nasa computer studies, which means kani siya na diri because of this ID. 1 diri, nya 1 sa diri. Okay. So, si John, siya 2. So, daa siya sa engineering because 2 man ang ID sa department diri. So, Josh, siya sa education because 3 ang iya ID sa department and then 3 ang ID niya sa users. Then si Hive, na siya sa technology because you have the 4 ID sa department and then the 4 ID diri sa iya row sa iya department ID. Okay, clear? Sakto ba? Do you have any question? Guys, you're still there? Do you have any
Yes, sir.
question? Namoy question ani? Wala na? Okay, wala na?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Pwede ba kanang ibabalik ko kanang display ng kanang query, sir?
Query.
Kanang select.
Kanang
Kanang query,
taas?
kanang last.
Ah,
Sir.
okay. So, kaning query, let's add ko. Okay. Kaning sa select, kaning siyang primero. So, we need to connect the two tables. So, we need to specify the columns that we're going to put, okay, or we're going to show. So, from users nga table, kani ako kuhaon, fifth name and L name. So, that is why dire ako specify ang specify na ako ang table because we're going to use two tables. So, you need to specify the address jud sa imo query. Okay? So, select users.ifname, meaning users table, and then you have the parent is the more man siyang gitawag nga tree. So, nasa parent. So, we have the users the table, and then the children, mo na siya ang columns niya ang gitawag. So, mo na siyang gibutang nato og dot if name. Because this is the parent and this is the child. Okay? So, mo na siya belong users dot if name because users nga table na siya belong if name and L name nga column. That is why we use the dot. Okay? So, users.ifname para specific jud nga columns ang ato i-compare or ato kuhaon. And then, there is another column. So, you have to separate it with comma. So, users.lname. Okay. So, kani. Which is belongs sa users. And then, department. So, ang department is our table name, and then naatad tayo department nga column name. Okay? Kung base maglibog mo ani. So, separate na siya. So, department table, because we use the department, pwede man siya. Kung naka-department nga word, nga use nimo sa table, pwede ka maggamit og department gihapon nga gamiton nimo nga word as a column inside the table. Okay? But you cannot create another department table. Okay? Pwede ka lang kahimo og kanang parehag name department. Let's say for example kani, you have name sa department and you have column name nga department. Pwede na siya. Kaya lahi man na sila functionalities. Okay? But you cannot create another department nga table. Okay? Nakasunod? So, kani, kung maghimo mo create table nga query, dili na mo create og table nga parehas og nga ani because it's already exists na naman siya. So, dili na siya pwede sa ato Mysql nga pareha og table name. Okay? But sa sud sa inyong table, pwede siya maghimo og pareha og ngan sa iya table nga column. Okay? Kasunod. So, that is why I am creating this department gihapon. Pwede man siya. Okay? So, kani siyang tulo ka columns, mo na siya ang connection. Okay? Or let's say, kanang iyang pareha ni, mo na siya, itapad ni siya diri. Because of this line. Ni. And then, from users, table name naman ang nadiri after the from clause. So, you have the table name. So, we have the users and the department. Because, ang users man og department ato specify diri nga kung asa ta makuha. Di ba? So, from users and department, where clause is the locator, okay, the specifier of the IDs that we have there. Okay? Let's say we have the ID number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Kaya sa mga ID number, mo na siyang naa diri. Pareha siyang value sa naa diri. Okay? 1 diri sa computer science, meaning computer science, computer studies, meaning kung naay 1 diri, ang kaning location or kaning column mo ay kuhaon because naaman siya sa department ID number 1. So, JC is belong to department ID number 1, which is ang department ID 3 is we have the computer studies. Okay? Because we put the users that department, okay, is equals to department.id. Okay? So, i-compare nato ang department na column dire sa ID dire sa department. Kung pareha silang column, pareha silang value, so 1, 1, mo na siyang nagkasunod din siya. So, kung unsay ID dire, mo say department niya. Okay? Because of this query. User.department, which is kani, user.department, department man yan ang sod niya kay ID is equals to ito kuan is equals to department.id. So, meaning department.id kani siya ang ID 1, 2, 3, 4. So i-compare na nato sila para makuha nato ang value diri sa department. Okay? So that is the use of our kanang keys. So we have the primary key here sa department, and it will be the foreign key to the users department. Okay? Ang dire sa department nga table, ang ID nato is our primary key. Then inigabot dire sa users, because this is the from the other table, which means this will serve as our foreign key from this table. Okay? So mo na siya mutawag nga foreign key from sa ato users nga table because naman taga department man na siya nga kuan. So meaning dili man siya taga diri nga users at taga diri nga kaning kuan column nga table. So reference naman para ma-connect ang duha. So that is how we relate or we kuan mo na siyang gitawag. Ang ato tawagan is 1:1, meaning one connection to one table, 1:1. And then also if you have for example 5 tables, more than 2, more than 1 nga kuan tawag ana, let's say for example sa section, mag-add tag another section, then another table nga section, so tawag ana one to many. Okay, muna siya ang relational kuan database, tawag ana siya. Okay, okay na ba? Na-explain ba na ako sa inyo? Sakto ba? Do you have any doubts or any confusion sa inyo? Kuan? So are we clear with this connection? Guys, are you still there?
Oh, excuse me, sir.
Yes?
O kanang kuan, sir ba? Possible ba nga maka-remove og usa ka row, sir? Like for example sa users, maka-remove og usa ka user?
Asa man ani, let's say asa man ato i-remove
Like for example sa kanang hive,
kaning
sir.
hive, si ato i-remove ni siya. Okay, we're going to remove that one. So to do that, we are going to create another query on the delete. Okay, so delete query na pud na. Okay, so we need to put delete Ano siya? Delete from what table name? Asa man nato specify? Users. Ano siya? Kaya naman sa users. So, delete from users. And then, ato specify kung unsa nga unsa siya o asa siya nga location. So, ang ato gamiton is kaning primary key. Okay? Kung asa siya nga location. For example, 4 man ang ID niya. Ato i-remove. So, meaning, ato specify ang 4 diri. So, delete from users where ID is equals to 4. And then semicolon. Okay. So, enter this one. Now, we have query, okay. And then, let's try to select the users. Select all from users. Users. Okay, as you can see, wala na ang hive diri. Okay, that is the delete query. So, once you deleted it, you cannot retrieve it. Okay? Once done, you cannot retrieve it. Hindi na gina siya makuha. Because it would be erased from the record. And wala na siya sa memory. You cannot undo the changes once you put the delete query. Once you execute the delete query. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay, so we have the connection. So another kuan. So ang ato kani siyang select nato, kani siyang query. Di ba taas ra kayo? Taas siya kayo because we put the whole kuan diri, the whole letters or characters diri sa ato kuan. So natay kuan na query to shorten our query here. Okay? So, ato na ni copy para makalesta og typo nun. Copy nato. So, dinhi nata gitawag nga aliases. Alias. Okay? So, aliasan na nato ang ato table. Okay? Let's say, for example, ako i-alias dito sa ako table is U. Yung nga letter sa users. And then, U diri gyapon. And then, D lang sa ato department. Excuse me. Okay, so, we have the alias U. U.fname, U.lname, D.department from users. And then, we specify the alias gyapon as U. Okay? And then, department as D. So, nakalistag pila ka letters. Okay? So, wala na nato gibutang tibuok nga kuan nga name sa table nato because we put an alias diri. Okay? So, U.fname, U.lname, D.department from users as U. Mo ni ato specify as U and the department as D. So, mo ni ato igamit diri. Okay? So, pwede ra gyapon na siya. Enter. Okay. Users dot department in where clause. Na ako na error. So, meaning, kaning users dot department. Okay. Ato ni i-copy. Wala nato na butangan diri sa column. Okay. Then because gamit naman ta og alias nga U for the users table. So, we need to put it U gihapon. And the department is D. So, alias ang ato gamiton. So, nakalesta og pila ka letters. Okay. So, we have kani. I-compare nato sa kani, nilapas niya nilapas niya. Abot siya sa second line. So, dere, nakalesta og characters. Okay. So, same, kung nagyapan na same result. Okay, here. Okay. Are we, Kwan? Are we good, guys? Good pa tadi, ha? Okay. So, now that we have the queries, okay, so you have to Kwan. So we have the select, we have the update, we have the insert, we have the delete. So almost everything ako naghatag sa inyong nga ideas so that you can create your own application for your project. So you need to mo groupings. So you need to group yourselves into 3 para sa inyong project that you're going to create. So we don't need to have the final test or exam. So this is an OBE, so output tawag na output based education. So meaning I will check your outputs from assignments, from project. So ato lang ikuan ana is ang katong himuon ninyo nga system for your proposal. So since naghatag naman ko sa inyo og instructions with this, ning saan pa query sa database. So okay, another one is we have to connect it to our Python program. Okay, so that you can use your Python program connected to your database, which is the MySQL database. Okay, so let's go on to our Python program. Okay, ato lang ni copy, Control A, copy. Then we put it in Notepad para sa inyo reference. Notepad. Okay. Then save it. GSIT 1C queries. Alright, so let's close this one. So let's go on to our PyCharm program. So here, PSIT1C. Okay, this auto Python program, we need the MySQL connector. Okay, so to download the MySQL connector, you can use the terminal here. So sa ato PyCharm natay terminal, you can do this. Okay, here. So make sure that you have an internet connection if you're going to execute this query or execute this string. So here, so we have to put pip install mysql-connector. Okay, pip install mysql-connector and then enter. Okay, loading. So make sure that you have the internet connection. Okay, so here sa ako Python, so requirement already satisfied, meaning I already have the MySQL connector nga na-download. So ang path niya diri sa site packages sa ako virtual environment sa library. So naa siya diri na butang. So naa siya MySQL connector. Tan-aw na to sa ato project. So users kani siya nga kuan. Tan-aw na to nga address. So copy this one, then paste it in here sa ato file explorer. Copy na nato. Okay, uy, wa man. So naa ko na siya sa users jcodes PyCharm projects. Okay, jcodes PyCharm projects. Nata sa users, sa nang ato users and then users, J codes, and then what's the name? Python project. Python project. PyCharm. No, J codes PyCharm projects day. PyCharm project there. And then the Python project. Python project. And then we have the VNV. Any folder. Then we have the library, lib. And then we have site packages. Okay, we have already the MySQL downloaded. Okay? Dili ninyo makita ang inyo sa package sa inyo sa inyo apps. So, since I already have this MySQL connector, I can use this one in my environment. Okay? Nakuha guys. So, to install MySQL connector, you have to pip install MySQL connector para magamit nato sa ato Python code. Alright? Got it, guys? Are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, ato ni siya i-minimize. So, I already put the strings so that I can explain it to you already. So, import. So, if you're going to use the MySQL connector, you need to import the MySQL connector. Okay? MySQL connector. So, ano siya? Meaning, ang MySQL nga folder and then sod sa MySQL nga folder, we have the connector class. So, that is why this is the connector. MySQL.connector. And then we have the connection nga variable is what we call this the con or con. Okay, con is equals to mysql.connector.connect. Mao na siya ang kanang class that we're going to get kaning connect nga class. Okay, nga function man ni siya ang connect. So, from mysql.connector.connect, kani, muna siya ang class, muna siya ang function. Muna siya ang folder, ako i-explain. This is the folder, ang kani MySQL folder, and kani siya, this is the file, or the class, and then, this is the function, kani ato connect. So, that is why na ay mga dot. This is ang parent, child, and then the child nga tawagan ni. So now we have the 3 or 4 parameters sa ato connect. Sa ato ni kita. Ito ni line. Okay. Line tani diri. So sa ato mysql.connector.connect na siya 4 parameters. So, sa parameters nato, we have the host, we have the user, we have the password, and the database. Okay, database name. So, the first parameter is the host. Since you are running your program to your own environment or your own computer, nga nag-start ang inyo MySQL, so, you need to put localhost. Okay? Or, you can put the address 127.0.0.1 because that is the IP address of your localhost in every localhost. Okay, ano siya? So we put localhost because that is because you are using your own host, okay, which is nasa kaugalingon nato computer nga we have already running. Now, we have the user. Kani siyang user is the user sa ato MySQL. Okay? Katutong pag-connect ani nato sa pag-connect ani nato sa ato sa my workbench, mao ni siya. Okay? So, we have the root. And then we have the password. Since ang root nato nga user is we don't have password for that, let's leave it empty. And then we have the database name or database ang parameter. So ang database name ang specify ani. Okay? Database name, which is I'm going to use the BSIT1C. All right? Now we have the checking of our connection. So if con is true, kung connected siya, print siya connected. So now if else, kung di siya connected, meaning not connected. Alright? So we have here the cursor. Okay? So this is now, for example, yeah, as you can see, kanagay mga cursor nga naatay kuan. Muna siyang to automate ang ato execution. So we have the cursor. So connection.cursor, this is a function. And then muna siya ang ato kuan, muna siya ang ato execution dinhi. Cursor equals to cursor. Okay. And then we have the assign the data query. So select all from users. Ang query ng ato gibutang just like katong dito sa ato kuan sa ato code kanina sa ato query sa database. So we need to put it in a single variable, and then we're going to execute that one. Okay? So cursor, so connection.cursor is equal to cursor, and then cursor.execute. And then execute ang query nato dinhi. Kani siya users. Cursor.execute. Separate. Okay. Cursor.execute meaning to execute the query ngadto sa ato cursor sa ato Mysql, and then ang result nato sa ato execution is mabutang nato sa cursor, and then ihatag nato sa table. So kung sa result sa ato execution sa ato query, you have to fetch all. Okay? Cursor.fetch all, and then ang result na mabutang sa table nga variable. Okay? So here since nana ang kuan kato gani pag-execute nato sa query na ay result katong result nato nga kuan naka-table din siya mabutang sa fetch all. And then we're going to get all the data from our execution, ibutang nato sa table nga variable. So any type of any variable name you can do it. So ang akong ibutang dito is table because it is a table from database. Now we are going to loop that one so that we can see I'm going to loop the table, the values of the table, so that we can see the values inside our atong result sa ato query. So kani siya attribute, you can use yapon element. So element in table. So we're going to loop into the table and then save it. So ang result ani in every row of your result will be in a tuple data type. Okay, so let's run this one. Okay. Okay, we have alright here we have the results. So we have connected, so that is connected. Okay, naka-connect siya sa lato localhost. And then we execute the query karang users. That is why we get the values from our users. Okay, as you can see, I looped into our table ang ato result. So mo na siya naa siya sa tuple nga data type. So in every row, na-adjud na sa stop of data type inig fetch ninyo. Okay. So now you can do the changes also. Since you are connected now sa database, you can do the changes, you can do the queries, what you want or what you want to get from the database, what data that you want from it. So you can do it. All right. Now, so ang ato users is I have 1, 2, 3 because we already deleted the hive. So the hive user. So kanina lang tulo ato na fetch. Okay? So ana siya. So do you have any question with this? And I want to I want to share this to our Google Classroom kaning code so that you can use this in the future if you want it. Are you still there?
Excuse me po.
Yes.
Unsa ra to sir katong type sir katong aron ma-install katong pip. Yeah.
Pip install pip anang space install space mysql dash connector. Wala siya inyo download. Make sure that you are connected to the internet so that it can be downloaded from the internet. Okay na ta guys. Do you have any question? I'm going to share this also kaning ato query. Ato code. Copy. And then paste it in our notepad so that you will have a reference. Clear ba guys? Do you have any question? Guys, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, madapa guys. Madapa.
Yes, sir.
Okay, nahinay lang mo ha. Basig ko yan. Okay, database asan to. Ato sa ni i-upload ang ato mga gipangimo para di na ako makalimot. Limtahan na pa ko. So, material and then 4/7/2022 topic Python and MySQL queries. Okay, attach, add files. Okay. Python, base IT, 1C database query, and base IT 1C. Okay. Post. Alright, so I already posted the one. So today we will be having our assignment. So this is related only sa ato kuan, sa ato topic for today. So sa ato Python and for our MySQL queries. Alright, so let's have an assignment. Assignment. Attendance sa before I'm going to create your assignment. So attendance. Since this is 3 and sana 7. So na si Abata.
Present, sir.
Alright. By the way, guys, do you have any concern or clarification? So, since we only have limited time na, so you can ping me if you have any question related to our discussion, okay? So, we have Ansali. Wala? Oh, na,
Sir.
okay. Okay. Aquino. Excuse ni siya. Excuse. Okay, si Banzon. Wala. Mamanitingog. 0. Bulabog. Wala gyapon. Camacho. Wala gyapon. Campos.
Sir, present.
Okay. Kaya. Wala. So that's why na nakabantay mo na nako sa uli mag-attendance. So that's because some of the students magkuha na sila, mag-out na sila pag attendance. So, wala pa nagkuan ba, panahon man ng discussion. So dili mo makakuan sa learning kung mubiya dayon mo. Okay? So you need to focus also sa discussion before you leave the classroom. Siledjo. Wala. Dakuyan.
Present, sir.
Okay. Dihanyo. Wala. Wa man ni sudsod sa dihanyo. Nakailam mo ani. Dilima.
Present.
Dizon.
Present, sir.
Scoton.
Present, sir.
Esperanza. Wala. Flores.
Present, sir.
Hestopa. Guya. Sudsod sa Guya. Pila naka-meeting. Pocosol.
Present ko, sir.
Labeste Jake. Wala gyapon sudsod. Maestre. Wa si Maestre. Mauro.
Present, sir.
Okay. Mokoy. Wala.
Anto sa ganina, sir.
Nato
Magkinihin
sila.
niya.
Sir, nawad-an og signal, sir.
Okay,
Hindi naman dito sa mga, sir.
Okay, let's consider that one na lang. Nazario.
Sir, excuse daw si Nazario, sir, kay nagbiyahe pa siya pa dong biliran.
Okay. Excuse. Noynay.
Present, sir.
Okay. Odak, Elijah. Wala. Sudsod. Otero.
Present, sir.
Okay. Pakabis. Wala. Pakaldo. Paghapon, may sudsod. Pakanyot. Wala po sudsod. Palban.
Present, sir.
Okay. Pawaan.
Present, sir.
Okay. Pitugo.
Present, sir.
Okay. Karon pa ni Soji Pitugo. Polido.
Present, sir.
Okay. Parehas ang duha. Pozolan. Wala. Waga po. Way sudsod. Ranoko.
Present, sir.
Okay, karansa ni Sud. Sumaranos. Sumaranos. Wala. Silvano.
Present, sir.
Okay. Simon.
Present.
Okay. Soriano. Wala. Solibran.
Present, sir.
Tagod. Tazan. Tasan.
Present, sir.
Okay. Victorio. Wala. One is sud. Villarante.
Present, sir.
Okay. So, for those nga karon pa nakasod, so you have to make sure that you're going to cope up with the topics so that all the learnings that you you will get from this subjects makaapas mo sa sa mga topics nato. Okay, so by the way, you have to group yourselves into three so that you will have the groupings na. So I will post naman dahil groups day. Group name and members. Okay, so kani ako na ni habi na ko pa mo naka-grupo. All right. So open your camera, guys, so that we can have our screenshot.
Nako-concept, sir.
Okay, stop sharing. Okay, 1 second. Change layout pa na ako so that we can consume all the content. Okay, so open my camera also so that we can. Alright, 1 second. Dali lang guys ha. Okay, where is it? Okay, so open your cameras. Okay, okay. Okay, so screenshot 1, 2, 3. Okay, sakto good 4 p.m. Okay, save this. Okay, so thank you guys for being here in our class today. And I will just create our assignment today. That would be kuan na lang, easy for you because we already have the kuan topics sa select, update, sa queries, and then we also have the connection from the database. Alright, so thank you guys and have a great day. Bye guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Bye,
sir.
guys.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Sige.
Bye, sir.